He was asking about an 8-inch riserless core, which we do have a few examples of. There's one here in the chat. I don't know if David's here today, but David Swanson has built a couple now, a CFB 8-inch riserless core and a cast riserless 8-inch core. And Daniel was asking if I might be persuaded to make the plans for that 8-inch riserless core. And I had to think about it for a little while, and I'm still kind of chewing on it. But one of my responses, or my response to Dan, because I just wanted to send him something as a response, was that I really, and this is where we're going to get into the bigger discussion. And the bigger discussion is really 8-inch versus 6-inch, and we kind of talked about that in the course just a second ago. We touched on it. But 8-inch versus 6-inch, and when, why, how, all of those things, and maybe most importantly, are you going to offer plans, and or why don't you offer plans, or something along those lines. So I'd just like to talk about that a little bit. Now, I do have an 8-inch J core only plan set available on my website. And here, I'll do my little ad. If you guys aren't aware, walkerstoves.com is my website where I sell plans for rocket stoves, rocket mass heaters, and rocket boilers. And go there, check them out. If you buy my plans, that's what we're here for. We consult, and you get to talk and hang out, and we can build cool stoves. I think I need to work on that ad a little bit, but you get the idea, walkerstoves.com. So at any rate, I do have my 8-inch J core on there, and I did draw that up due to quite a few requests for that size. But I haven't yet drawn up plans for a full stove to go with that core. And in the case of Dan's request, which was for a riserless core in 8-inch, and I also have gotten just a few requests for a batch box in 8-inch. And so what I wanted to say is that, you know, one of the most, probably the first question that I get, and many of you who are helping folks work on rocket mass heater ideas for their space, you know, one of the first things we always see, and I think Belgian Gulch and Tall Shadow, if you guys are here, I know Belgian Gulch is, if you know, you guys see this a lot in the forums, I'm sure, is people wanting, you know, they get excited about rocket mass heaters, and they get enthusiastic that it's going to be the magic bullet for every home, and they come in so excited about heating their 2,500 square foot home, 3,000 square foot home, 3-story home with a rocket mass heater in the basement, whatever it might be. They want a lot of heat. They have a big heating job that they need to do. Hey Doug, nice to see you. You miss all the fun. We're just getting to the good stuff. So they want big heaters, right? And that's usually what people want. And you know, I hate to say it, but rocket mass heaters just aren't great big heaters. We've talked about it before, the burn time, the way the burn cycle works. Because that burn cycle works the way it does, we have pretty stringent air-fuel mixing requirements, and this is all a long way of saying that to get them bigger, they just get exponentially bigger and bigger and bigger. And since they're mass heaters, you know, we're working in a DIY framework here, something that people can build themselves. So I don't feel comfortable, you know, recommending heater builds when they're getting to be 10 tons or something. I mean, whatever it might be, but you know, an average heater of one of ours is 1 or 2 tons. So that's a 6-inch heater. An 8-inch heater typically is going to be just about double in size everywhere. So you're getting up to, you know, I don't know, 4 tons, whatever. And as people get more excited about heating bigger spaces, they just want to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And I think there's a few pitfalls there, and first and foremost is just that my goal, of course, is to make these things really accessible, easy, not scary. We want people to be able to dive in, build these things, and succeed. And I think that the bigger stoves just provide a whole lot more challenge, a lot more expense, a lot more engineering when you're talking about weight on floors if you have them, or in height, masonry starting to get tall and big structures, you start to get into some things that really require a little bit more consideration and probably a lot more expense. So there's part of my 8-inch thing. So really what I'm getting at is I've been reluctant to do many 8-inch designs for a host of reasons, but mostly it's that people will come and want to heat a big giant space, and when they see that there's a larger one available, they'll naturally gravitate towards that without realizing that, one, it's a huge undertaking comparatively to the 6-inch. It's not huge. I don't mean to scare you off if you want to build an 8-inch. They are buildable. But for many of these people, this is the first time build for a lot of people, and the idea of plans is to give them something they can succeed at. And the 8-inch stoves, more than any of those concerns, is really just that I think it encourages people to take a leap at something that probably still isn't really probably the right thing for their needs. And that's really where I'm going is, I spend a lot of time talking people out of rocket mass heaters. And I think it's important. I think it's really important that we, try and fit these to people as best we can so that everyone has it, so we have a consistent story. So people come back and say it was awesome. I mean, we do see fail videos out there, and I can usually see why, people chose to take one out or it didn't work for them or whatever. But my goal is to make sure that people weigh those things with appropriate information going into that. And so this is all a long way of saying that 8-inch stoves, and especially as we get into something like the riserless, which is a large square box. It's about, let's just for discussion's sake, it's about 2 feet square in a 6-inch system. In a 8-inch system, it'd be about 4 feet square, and now you have to have spans going across that space, cooktops, burn chamber ceilings, things like that. And everything gets a lot more difficult as you start to try and cover big spans, build big things. So that was a long thing about 6 and 8-inch chimneys, but really what I want you to take away from this is that I personally believe that 6-inch is really the sweet spot for a rocket mass heater in terms of effort you put into it, heat you get out, all of those factors, size, space it takes up in the room, cost to build, all those things. And I'm not so sure that when you start to go bigger that things don't skew a little bit. The main thing is that the new big modern box stoves, if you have a giant space, those new big modern box stoves are probably very close, if not every bit as efficient as our rocket mass heaters in daily use. We might be able to test a little higher. Peter's running the test and he's doing a drag race. He can get some amazing numbers, but when you're burning it at home, you're not getting his numbers. Neither am I. And so from my experience, I think the best box stoves are close to our good rocket stoves, and a big box stove just cranks out BTU. So if you have a big, huge space, might be a better choice. So that's all.